and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then. Don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run. So you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Film My Run, on Twitter at Film My Run, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, let's go. Good morning if you're in the UK or Europe. Good evening if you're in Asia. And good night if you're in America. Probably not awake yet. Unless you're an early riser in the USA. Welcome along to Zwift Live. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I am watching chat, so you can say hello to me if you'd like. We are going to do two things this morning. One is, if you've been watching recently, I do a standard 500 meters elevation 2 or 3 times a week at the moment, climbing on Zwift. My treadmill is able to send elevation data, incline data direct to Zwift, so it makes it very easy. If you can't do that, you can get an app called RunCline, which allows you to manually input what incline you're on the treadmill, and that will send it to Zwift. So if you want to say hello on chat, please do. And it also helps me to confirm that I am live and I am running on Facebook and YouTube. I think we are live. We're in New York, and the other thing we're doing, as well as doing 500 meters climbing, I am going to be doing the Couch to Sky K route and getting my badge for that. So let me just show you. If we go to badges here, click on that. There are lots of awards that you can get. Cycling route achievements. Look, I haven't got any route achievements for cycling. These route achievements have only recently come out. So, although I've been on cycling for 4 or 5 years now, I haven't got any of those. This is my running achievements. So I've got all of those, but I need to get these. These are the route achievements. So I've got Ocean Boulevard, and I've got the Schumann Trail. So today we're doing this one here, Couch to Sky K. Couch to Sky K. So it's 6.7 kilometers. So we'll do 5 kilometers, 4 and a bit kilometers of climbing. Good morning, Andrew Cutmore. Hello to you. No, I'm not racing. Oh no, well I kind of am. I'm doing Bushy Park Run in London. So I'll be there Saturday morning, tomorrow morning. So it's kind of a race, isn't it? Although they say park run isn't a race, it's just a run. So, as you can see, 0 kilometers per hour, 0 kilometers completed, 0 time. So let's start. So I always just start my treadmill without me on it for a second, just to get the belt moving. Some people say that if you start a treadmill whilst you're on it, it puts a lot of strain on the belt. So we'll just get it up running. So now get on, and I'm going to raise the incline of the belt of the treadmill to 12%. So that is the highest it will go, 12% incline. Patrick Tan, hello. Very slow, Patrick, today. When I do an incline session, often you will not even see my avatar running. I will be going at about, to start with, I'll be going at about 5 kilometers per hour, 5.5, just gently jogging up the hill. And then I'll gradually increase it a little bit. And then once I've done 500 meters climb, I will reduce the incline back to 0. And we'll just jog out the last couple of kilometers to get the Sky to Couch, the Couch to Sky, I'll get this wrong all the time, the Couch to Sky K route completed. And the reason I want to get it completed is so I don't have to say it anymore. Matt Dawson, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
So I'm just going to walk out the first 200 metres just to stretch my ankle out. You know that, I don't know if you've been following, but I have had some issues with my right Achilles when climbing hills. And what tends to happen is it's painful when I start, but then as I warm into the run, my muscles ease up a bit, and it's all right. So we'll see what happens. Thank you, Patrick. Very kind of you. See the beautiful Sky route up there. That's where we're going, up onto those elevated glass roads. Andrew, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
So just trying to stretch out my right Achilles. Hopefully it won't give me too much pain in the first kilometre. Have a last sip of coffee before I start running. Okay. Very gentle jog. 12% elevation on the treadmill. So 12% elevation, 12% incline means that every one kilometre I will climb 120 metres. So So if I want to do 500 meters of climbing, I need to do just over 4 kilometers. So 4 kilometers would give me 480 meters of climbing. So I'd need to add another 20 meters of climb onto the top of that. I usually do about 4.2 kilometers just to be sure. But today we are going to do a little bit extra anyway because we want to complete the route. So a very slow start. And Diamond, thank you for your ride on. Andrew, I'm doing Ryan Downey's Fartlek Friday later on this evening. I can't tell you what. If I look on the app, it'll tell me what time it is. Right, 7:10 this evening is the pack event. Just double check that. I thought Ryan had it as an official event now, or maybe that's starting from next week. Oh, there we are. Yes, it is. Look at this. Here we are. It's at 7:30. So why has he invited me to a meet-up then? Right, I've got two things. I've got a meet-up with Ryan at 7:10, and then we have an official event at 7:30. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but I think what we're doing is pack Friday Fartlek, half an hour, starting at 7:30. So maybe it's just a meet-up beforehand at 7:10, just to get us all in the mood. I imagine that's what it is. So I shall be on from about 7 o'clock probably then. Dean Carter. I try and rest as much as I can. And, prior to Christmas, prior to New Year, I wasn't really doing all that much. I've just stepped it up after Christmas because I have a big race coming up. So I do need to do quite a lot more mileage and a lot more elevation in the next 7 weeks or so. Because of this big race coming up. Okay, Dean, I was planning to do that today, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So probably tomorrow afternoon. Because I can't fit it in today. I've got to do this climb session. And I've got to do it in the morning. And then I did promise Ryan that I would do Fartlek Friday with him this evening, so I don't want to do 3 runs in a day. So I'll do these 2 sessions today. Tomorrow I'm off to London to run in Bushy Park, and then we'll get back home, and in the evening I will do stage 2 of the Tour de Zwift. So we're going to keep it nice and easy on 5 kilometers per hour for this first kilometer. It's a gradual climb. Thank you, Dean. Yeah, I will be filming it. By the way, you can see there's 12% incline on the treadmill, just to prove to everyone that it is happening. You don't think I'd really be running at 5 kilometers an hour on the flat? But it's so difficult, isn't it, these days? Everyone questions everything. You know, fake news, deep fake videos, and runners faking runs, and cheating, and everything is under the spotlight these days. Dean Carter, yes, I've done it once before, so this will be my second pilgrimage up to Bushy Park Run. So if anyone is in and around London tomorrow morning, wants to come and do Bushy Park Run, it'll be absolutely jam-packed, but there's a few of us from my running club going up there tomorrow, so we shall enjoy that. Yeah, everything is questioned, isn't it? Everything is up for scrutiny. So I need to be as transparent as possible if I am leading runs on Zwift and doing lots of live streams. I need to show people that we are doing what we say we're doing. So 300 metres to go in the first kilometre, then I will increase the speed a bit. It is depressing to see your avatar walking, but there we are. We are currently on the Schumann Trail. So this circuit, this just goes around the lake in the middle of Central Park, New York. But at some point, I can't remember when it is, at some point we divert off this road and we climb up onto the Sky Roads. So I've managed to stretch out my ankle enough that it's not really hurting. I can feel a dull ache, but it's not preventing me from running. So just gently climbing the first kilometre. See, I'm still in zone 2, just hovering into zone 3 now. KK, thank you very much for your ride on.
Right on!
What I don't want is for the automatic camera angle changer program that I've got running to send me off on the wrong route, because then I won't complete the badge. So I need to keep an eye out for all the signs at the bottom of the screen that tell me left, right or straight on. Make sure I am going on the right route. Chris Nolan, thanks for the ride on.
Right on!
Heart rate seems to have suddenly jumped up dramatically. Yeah, I do like this route. It is nice, Chris. And we are getting to see it at a nice slow pace this morning, aren't we? I'll speed up in a minute, promise. Not sure about that heart rate. Maybe it is right. Maybe I am already in zone 4, but I don't feel like I'm in zone 4. Could just be a bit of a blip. Right, suitably warmed up. There's 1 kilometre, look. Bouncing up and down, waiting for me to pass under it. So we'll go up to 5.5 now. Still not going to be running. My avatar won't run until we get to 6.8 kilometers per hour, which I will reach at some point. Slightly faster now for this next kilometre. Oh, glad you liked it, Chris. I haven't actually heard it yet. It's obviously edited down quite a lot, but thank you. Yeah, so Chris is just referring there to an interview on the Zwiftcast. If you don't know what the Zwiftcast is, Simon Schofield has been running a Zwift podcast for about 4 years now, maybe even 5 years. And obviously it's very heavily cycling orientated, but
jack it up.
This week, well, the last episode, previous episode, was entirely runner based, and it was an interview with Mike McCarthy, who is the boss of Zwift Running, talking about the future of Zwift Running and the current state of play. Peter Denny, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
And this episode, the latest episode, features a cut down version of that interview, but also an interview with me about the running track that has just been released. So go and have a listen to that. If you've never listened to Simon Schofield's Zwiftcast before, it's very well worth listening to. He is a professional journalist, so he does know what he's doing. And I've enjoyed listening to that for many years. And Laura Eppelbaum, thank you for your ride on Just Saw there.
Right on.
And also Gavrilenko, thank you as well.
Right on.
Russia. It's so easy to get set up for Zwift Running. All you need are a few things. Firstly, access to a treadmill. Either at home or at the gym, it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use, any treadmill will work with Zwift. Next, you need a foot pod, preferably a Bluetooth foot pod, and the most popular ones to use at the moment are the Zwift Pod or the Stride. Then simply download the Zwift app onto any of these devices. So, a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android phone, Zwift even works on Apple TV. Pair your footpod in the app, possibly add a heart rate monitor if you like, and that's it. You're all set up for Zwift Running. Okay, so when we get to 1.5 kilometres done, I'll bump it up to 6 kilometres per hour. Feeling relatively comfortable, so I don't mind going a bit faster. But this is all about getting the elevation in. So we're not worried about distance covered. We're not worried about going fast. It's all about working the legs, getting on the balls of the toes, on the tiptoes, balls of your feet, making your calves do the work, getting those muscles activated that aren't normally quite as activated when you're running on the flat. So we need to build those muscles up for the huge amount of climbing that there will be in the Trans Gran Canaria race. So well into zone 3, and we've dipped into zone 4 as well. Whether that was a blip or not, I don't know. But currently, heart rate says 146, and here we are at 1.5 kilometres. So let's go up to 6 kilometres per hour now. Still walking. We will only get up to running when we get to about 2.5 to maybe 3 kilometres. Depends how I feel. So if we go to 6.5 at 2 kilometres, and then 7 at 3 kilometres maybe, well, let's see. And Thierry Macklin, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
If you're new to Zwift, you'll notice that I know the first names of a lot of the people who are giving me ride-ons here. And that's because the longer you spend on Zwift, the more you actually get to know the regular people, and it's like being in your own little running club online. So you know your running club in the real world, you get to know people, spend time with people, and that's the fun thing about being on Zwift a lot of the time is you get to know people like a running club. So it feels like you're part of a community. I really enjoy that. Now, to me, here we go, right. Well, that makes no sense. Ice rink, horse carriages, run path reverse. Well, I assume I'm staying on run path reverse and going up onto the sky roads. But, oh, there we are, look, changed already. Let's get back. Maybe I've missed it already. Maybe there's been a change and I missed it already and I'm not actually on the Couch to Skye K route. That's quite frustrating if I am, because I really wanted to do a badge today. It's determined to change, isn't it? Hopefully it'll stay. Yeah. But the thing is, I don't want to do the run path. I want to do Couch to Skye K. So I'm hoping that I'll get a turn off to the Skye route soon. Still quite a long way to go. I can't really remember the route, you see, of Couch to Skye K, so this could be correct. Right, heart rate has dropped now dramatically down to back into zone 2. I feel comfortable, so it could quite well be that. It just might have been a blip early on. So, nice and easy, approaching the 2nd kilometre marker, and we'll bump it up to 6.5 kilometres per hour. Tommy, thanks for your ride on.
Ride on!
There we are, there's 2. 2 kilometres done. 4.7 to go to complete the Couch to Skye K route, if indeed I am on the Couch to Skye K route. I hope I am. Hi, camera 2. It's terribly disconcerting, isn't it? Seeing my avatar walking. Kern, thank you for your ride on.
Right on.
So working a little bit now. Heart rate will start to properly increase now. So I think I'll leave it here for a kilometre, and then when we get to 3 kilometres, so 800 more metres, and then I'll go up to 7 kilometres per hour, and we'll finally get the avatar running. Lundgren, thank you very much for your ride on.
Right on. Nice.
So if you've just joined, I think I'm doing 2 things today. I'm doing 500 metres climb, so the treadmill is set at 12% incline, giving me 120 metres of climb per kilometre. So I'm doing 500 metres of climbing, and then at the same time I'm hoping that I'm going to complete the Couch to Sky K route badge, which is a 6.7 kilometre route. But at the moment I'm not convinced that I'm on that route, so we'll find out in about 4 kilometres. But if I don't get up onto the raised glass roads, then I know I'm definitely not on the Couch to Sky K route. So this is like a futuristic version of New York. See, I thought I would go right there, wouldn't I? That's the road onto the Sky Bridges, isn't it? Maybe not, or maybe it's over here. Okay, maybe it's here. Fingers crossed I can get on the Sky route now. So there's 2.5 kilometres done. Keep it at this pace for another 500 metres, and then we'll go up to 7 kilometres per hour. Sky Loop, there we go, okay. Let's make sure we stay on the Sky Loop. There we go. Good. So I think we are on the Couch to Sky K loop. So now we'll cross this bridge and then we head up onto the Sky paths, the beautiful glass roads.
Nice.
Anthony, I've already done it. I did the Zwift last year doing full elevation. So it's about 1,000 meters climb, just over 1,000 meters climb. Yeah, there's a video on my channel somewhere, Anthony. I will do it again. I may well do it as part of this training block, actually, because it is good. But yeah, I have already done it. Tell you what, it nearly killed me. It's hard. It was hard. Go and search through my videos. Although I'm not sure what channel it was on. It could have been on the Film My Run channel, or it could have been on the Zwift Live channel. I think it's on the Film My Run channel. Oh gosh, 2.5 hours? No, I can't remember. If you search for Stephen Cousins out the Zwift, you should find it somewhere. Right, here we go onto the glass roads, and we've got a little bit of actual virtual a bit of virtual elevation here, so it'll make me feel like I am actually climbing a hill. Only 200 meters to go, and then I've got to go faster, but we only have 1 or so kilometer, just over a kilometer left after that, so of climbing, and then we need to do a couple of kilometers to complete the Couch to Sky K route and get the badge. So I do feel like I'm working a bit now, but still in zone 3 of my heart rate. Let's see what happens when in 100 meters we bump it up to 7 kilometers now. Let's see if I get into zone 4 heart rate. And we'll finally get the avatar running. There's only a 4% elevation gradient in the virtual world, but we are doing 12% elevation gradient on the treadmill. It's 3 kilometers, so 1 and a bit to go, and let's bump it up to 7 kilometers now, and we start running. Oh no, now what am I supposed to be doing here?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Sky loop? Is that right? Or Sky... Oh, I don't know. Maybe I've gone off it now. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should have stayed on Sky loop reverse. I think I should have gone the other way. What if I can turn around? Is this right? So we want Sky loop reverse, don't we? Yeah. Right, fingers crossed, that's correct. So it's going to be a little bit longer now than 6.7. Maybe about 7 kilometres now. Topping, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
Fingers crossed. Oh, come on, this is taking a long time. Please hurry up. Andy Simpson, I'll tell you in a sec. Just concentrate on this. Although it's not complicated. Okay, this is hard. Right, 12% incline, and about 700 more meters left of climbing. Andy Simpson says, how are you planning your nutrition for Trans Gran Canaria? Well, if I had a crew, it would be different. But I don't have crew. So essentially you have to rely on the aid stations. So I will take with me your standard water, Coke, and maybe the odd chocolate bar, so a Snickers bar, something like that. But for savoury food, sandwiches, sausage rolls, things like that, I will rely on the aid stations. And on big races like that, the aid stations are normally pretty well stocked. So there's not a lot else I can do, because if I had crew, I would use my nutrition drink, which is called Huel. Don't know if you've heard of it, but I mix Huel powder with full fat milk. I get on a lot better with milk than a lot of people. So I use it a lot. And especially if I've got crew in a race, then that's my kind of go-to nutrition. But if I haven't a crew, I just have to rely on the aid stations. Right, heart rate is now up to 156. It was just touching zone 4 there. Powell, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
And M. Ewing, thank you as well.
Ride on!
Starting to tire me out now. Great ease, thank you.
Ride on!
400 meters left of climbing. And then we'll flatten the treadmill off and we'll go and complete the loop and get the badge. Hopefully, as long as it hasn't cut me off, seeing as I went the wrong way and had to turn around. Bit frustrating if that's the case, but never mind. Andy, the other thing, of course, is to make sure that you eat really well before the race. You've got to start full. So coming up to the 4 kilometre marker. Just got to go a little bit further than 4 kilometres to get the 500 metres of climbing in. There's 4 kilometres, 200 metres left. Hello, Leo. Yeah, John's great, isn't he? So if you don't know, if you're interested, Britain's most difficult foot race, the Spine, is still ongoing, but the winner was John Kelly, who covered 268 kilometres in around about 85 hours, something like that. So he beat the men's record held by Owen Keith of 95 hours, I think. But John Kelly broke that, but he didn't break the all-time record, which was set last year by a woman, Jasmine Paris, of 83 hours. No, Andrew, it doesn't get easier. You just run faster. Right, heart rate up to nearly 160 there, look. No, I mean, I think it's like any running, really. The fitter you get, you just run a bit faster. So it always hurts. Right, there we are for incline, that's it. Done. So we're going to bring the treadmill incline down and we're going to keep an eye on the direction signs, make sure we stick to Sky Loop reverse and see if I can get the badge for the Couch to Sky K Loop. Jay Smith, thank you for your ride on very much.
Right on.
Right, there we go. Let's bump it up now. Yes, Leo. So I was going on earlier about how I like milk, and Leo's saying she was running on milk. Jasmine, when she won the Spine last year and broke the record. John Kelly, just to carry on the conversation about John Kelly, if you've ever heard of the Barclay Marathons, so arguably the toughest foot race in the world, arguably, don't start fighting with me about it. So the Barclay Marathons in Tennessee, it's been running for, oh gosh, what was it, 1986 it started? many, many years it's been running, and there have only ever been, is it 15 finishers. The last 2 years, there were no finishers at all of the Barkley Marathons. But John Kelly is one of those 15 people to have completed the Barkley Marathons. Steenrod, thank you very much.
Right on.
So, winning the Spine is just another feather in his cap. No, Leo, I have considered, definitely considered it, but I'd like to try and do one lap at some stage of my running career. I think I could possibly get round one lap, but I don't know. I'd like to try it, but certainly not down for this year. I've got friends who've done it. Well, I've got friends who've entered and run a loop. James Elson, who down here in the south, he runs in Centurion running events. So events like the South Downs Way 100, the North Downs Way 100. James Elson has done 1.5 loops of the Barkley last year. So it'd be interesting to note. I have messaged John Kelly to ask for an interview. It's very unlikely I'll get one because he'll be inundated with requests for interviews. But I have asked him. But it's interesting to see if he can see any comparisons between the Spine and the Barkley Marathons. Okay, let's bump it up to 10 kilometers per hour now. Nice and easy, gentle jogging, just to try and get this loop completed. But we're sceptical now because I don't know if I've gone the right way or not. But beautiful views up here from New York's Sky Roads. Do I do planks? Not enough of them. So a couple of years ago I did a plank challenge. So I had to plank every day and do about 30 seconds longer every day. Ended up, no, it can't be 30 seconds longer, can it? But it started with like 30-second plank, and by the end of the month I was doing over 5 minutes plank. But I should do them regularly. I don't, I admit it. I don't do enough core work. I should do more core work and more upper body strength work as well, really. I would recommend that to all runners, especially distance runners and especially age group distance runners. As the older you get, the more you lose your body mass up above and up top, and you do need to keep it as toned as you can. And that all helps with your core strength, and it helps with your body alignment when running, which will prevent injury and also allow you to be more efficient when you're running. So I would always recommend upper body and core training, but I don't do enough of it myself. The case of do as I say, not as I do, really, a lot of the time. Right, Sky Loop reverse is what we want. And a couple of kilometres to go, I imagine. Make sure we stay on Sky Loop reverse. Not go onto the city rooftops. There we go. Yes, Leo. So if you don't know, on the 25th and 26th of January, Zwift will be at the National Running Show at the NEC in Birmingham. This is the UK. So Birmingham, UK, 25th and 26th of January. There will be a Zwift stand at the National Running Show. I will be there both days. I'll be doing workouts on the treadmill we'll be doing New Balance marathon run training from the treadmill live. So when those events come online on the Zwift Companion app, please do join them. So we've got a nice big group of people running on Zwift in front of the National Running Show. There'll be a huge screen, so the audience will be able to see you on the screen. If you're running, they'll see your name on the right hand side. And Leo, it'd be great to meet you. Yes, come up and say hello to me. If I'm busy, don't worry, just come up and tap me on the shoulder and say hi. I won't be offended if I'm talking to somebody else or whatever. At least I know you're there. Don't just kind of stand there and then... What some people do is they'll come and stand for a bit. I won't notice them. And then they'll kind of go away. You must come up and just wave at me and say, hi, I'm here. And also, in addition to doing some running on the treadmill, we'll be doing a Q&A session on stage, talking through what's good about running on the treadmill and what's good about Zwift, answering any questions people have about Zwift and about running and about ultra running. If you've got questions about ultra running, I'm your man for that. Well, amongst many, I've noticed actually there are a lot of ultra runners at the event this year. A lot of focus is on ultra running. So it's interesting. So 5.5 kilometres, I would say 1.5 kilometres left before I get the badge. If I haven't got the badge in 1.5 kilometres, then I've probably gone the wrong way and I don't get it. And we'll just have to do it again some other time. If you're not on Zwift, go and have a look at the Zwift website, zwift.com/run. Get yourself a free Zwift account. Get yourself running on Zwift. It doesn't cost anything at all. There is no subscription charge at the moment. Leo, do you mean at the stand or online? There's plenty of stuff online, I'm sure you know. Andrew Cutmore, yes, absolutely. Come and say hello. It'd be great to see you there. Brilliant. But Leo, yeah, I actually don't know. Sometimes we have some stuff for sale, but I'm not entirely sure. It's not my area really. We'll certainly have stuff to give away, but whether you'll be able to buy T-shirts or stuff like that, I don't know. What I can do is I can message the team and say that people are asking about that, because it might be possible to do it. They may not have thought about that. So it may well be worth me just mentioning it and saying, are you considering selling stuff at the event? There may be some logistical reason why they can't, but I'll ask. Right, 5.8 kilometres done. We'll bump it up one more time now. And we'll do 7 kilometres altogether, and if I don't get my badge, I don't get my badge. I love how the trains go underneath. Awesome. Karl-Heinz Engel, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
Right, so 6 kilometres done, up to 11 kilometres an hour for the last kilometre. And then we'll join me tonight at 7 o'clock, 7:30 time for Farleg Friday with Ryan Downey. That should be fun. Again, I'll be taking it easy, I'm not going to go all out. And I might make a little bit of an effort running park run tomorrow morning. Nice one, Leo. I don't know what my mile time is, but I know it's downhill. There's a race that we do here in Sussex called the Round Hill Romp, and it's a 10k run, and the last just over a mile is a very steep grass downhill, and my fastest mile is on that downhill, and it's about 5 something, not like low 5s I think, but yeah, downhill. Oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going now. Is it the run path? I think it is the run path. I really hope it is. Right, fingers crossed we've done this loop. Fingers crossed we've done this loop. So I need to go right at the end. So there's 6.5. So the whole loop is 6.7, but we need to add a little bit on because I went wrong and had to turn around and come back. So what do we think? 6.8, 6.9? Jensen, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
Oh, have fun, Leo. Good job. I'm doing a run every day in January, so I've got to run at least once every day in January. And Victoria's doing it as well. Rodriguez, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Ride on!
Okay, 6.6 done. Need to get ready to turn at the end. Krista Holt, thank you for your ride on, buddy.
Ride on!
Right, there's the end of, and SK as well, thank you.
Ride on!
Right. Fingers crossed. Oh, I know you're all on tenterhooks, aren't you? Waiting to see if I get this badge. Over the bridge. I'll just go wherever the route tells me I need to go, I think. I think I should be going... Should I be going right or left then? I thought I should be going right. Across the bridge. Run path reverse. That's where... Okay, need to go left then. Oh, fingers crossed. That should be the last turn now. So any second now. Richter, thank you very much for your ride on.
Ride on!
Will I get it? Will I get the badge? Right, that's 7 kilometres done then. No badge yet. I'm not going to get it, am I? I'm not going to get it because I went off wrong. Let's just carry on a little bit more. Well, Leo, I did go off, didn't I? I went the wrong way, didn't I? I went right and I had to turn around and come back and go left. And it might consider that to be kind of diverting off the route. I think I should have got it by now. 1 hour's running. Yeah, I know, rubbish. See, the temptation is then to run back up there. It's another 3 kilometres. But I guess that's only 10k, isn't it? It's only a 10k run. Well, no badge for me, unless I carry on running. I could do up to 8 kilometres and then do 2 kilometres of climbing again really slowly. I could, or I could just finish it now and just sod it. Simon's funnel, thank you.
Right on.
I've got a feeling I'd quite like to do that actually. Get to 8 kilometres, slow right down, and do another 2 kilometres of climbing. Thing is, I've got to manage all the sections again, haven't I? No, I don't think so. The music, it's just that I very rarely go beyond an hour of running, so you're probably hearing music you rarely hear. all the sessions are less than an hour long, aren't they? So unless you've watched me do a marathon or half marathon, Belinsky, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
Coming up to 8 kilometres now. Okay, slowing it right down. %12 elevation on the treadmill. I'm going to do 2 kilometers like this. Yes, Leo, take care, buddy. I know I was supposed to finish at 7 kilometers, wasn't I? Apologies. If I hadn't gone wrong, it'd be all right. Take care, Leo. Depends, Megan, whether you're going to race it or just run it and enjoy it. If you're going to race it, pick a sensible finish time. Don't go off too fast. Start relatively conservatively and try and build into the race. If you feel good at halfway, then you can start to catch people that are ahead of you. If you're just going to take it easy, then just enjoy the run. You know, don't do anything crazy. But pick a finish time that you'd like to achieve. A realistic finish time, and concentrate more on that for the first half or 3/4 of your race. And depending on how you're feeling, if you're feeling good, then throw the time out the window and ramp up the speed and try and catch people in front of you. That's what I normally kind of think, right, if it's a 5k on Zwift, I say, right, I'm going to try for under 20 minutes. And then as I get to 2.5 kilometers, I say, well, how do I feel? Okay, I'll bump it up a bit more until, you know, you sprint the last 500 meters. And that usually works pretty well. If you're really confident, you can set an ambitious time, put the treadmill up to the correct speed for even splits all the way, and just run at even splits all the way to achieve that time. And just hold on, you know, at the end when you're getting really tired, you just hold on and hope you get there. And that's about your mental strength. You know, as long as your target isn't ridiculous, in which case you'll have no choice, but you'll have to slow down. I think having heart rate, Megan, is really useful on Zwift, because you might feel really tired, but you look up there at the heart rate and it says that you're in zone 4, and you think, well, I can get to zone 5, so I have got more in the tank. And mentally it's quite good, because, you know, you can talk yourself out of these things, and you could quite easily think, I'm too tired, I can't do any more, I'm going to slow down. But if you look at your heart rate and it says zone 4, you know that your heart is capable of going into zone 5, so you have got more to give, and that gives you that little bit of mental boost. Say, right, okay, I can do this. So we're very gently doing this kilometre. What I've decided, because I think I went the wrong way, I am going to do another couple of kilometres now from here. 10 kilometres, maybe 10.5, and we'll see if I get the badge when I get to the point where I went wrong. Alan Salisbury, thank you very much for your ride on.
Right on!
But we're going to do this next 1.5 kilometres climbing. Number one rule, Megan, is just don't go off too fast. be sensible. Right, 8.5 kilometers. Just want to make sure that we stay on the run path reverse. Nearly went off. Yes, Andy, ankle is not too bad. Like I say, it only hurts at the beginning of a run. And then it seems to ease off. I mean, I can feel it, but it's not sore, it's not painful. Enjoy it, Megan. Have a good one. After having run at 12 kilometers an hour, this seems desperately slow, doesn't it? Just finishing off my coffee from this morning. So I'm back on 12% elevation now, and have been for nearly a kilometre. We're going to do one more kilometre of 12% elevation. So that should take my elevation up to 740 metres for the day. And then when we get to 10 kilometres, hopefully I'll be near getting that badge. So if you weren't watching earlier, I went the wrong way at one point and had to turn around and come back. I think that means that the computer algorithm has not registered me doing a full loop of couch to Sky K. So I decided I would try and get to that point where I went wrong, make sure I go right. Actually, it's left, but there we are. Make sure I do it right and see if I get the badge this time. So that will be about 1.5 times round the loop to get the badge, but we'll see. I may not get it at all, who knows. Right, just speed up a little bit for this kilometre. It's so easy to get set up for Zwift running. All you need are a few things. Firstly, access to a treadmill. Either at home or at the gym, it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use, any treadmill will work with Zwift. Next, you need a foot pod, preferably a Bluetooth foot pod, and the most popular ones to use at the moment are the Zwift Pod or the Stride. Then simply download the Zwift app onto any of these devices. So a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android phone, Zwift even works on Apple TV. Pair your footpod in the app, possibly add a heart rate monitor if you like, and that's it. You're all set up for Zwift running. So if you're not on Zwift already, go and get yourself a footpod. Get down to the gym with your iPad. Come and have a go. Join us on Zwift running. If you're still watching, kudos to you guys, because this has been a long old session, an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 17 minutes so far. It was supposed to be only 6.5, 7k, but it has been extended. I'm going to be too tired for Ryan Downey's Fartlek Friday tonight, aren't I? Yeah! Oh, look at that! I've done it! I didn't think I was going to get there. And I thought it was because I went wrong. Maybe it was just... Well, that was a bit strange, wasn't it? The thing is, I've got to go... I've got to carry on though, haven't I? Because... Oh, what should we do? Let's get to 9.5 on the flat. So it's not going to be 740 metres. It's going to be 680, something like that. I don't know. Okay. So we've done the route. We've got the badge. I don't know why it appeared there, but there we are. So let's just do another 250 metres on the flat, and we'll call it a day at 9.5. Oh, should we go to 10? Oh, this is so annoying. No, let's be disciplined. I'm going to be disciplined because I need to save my legs for tonight. I've got the badge, which is what I wanted. I've done 500 metres elevation, which is what I wanted, and more. Let's do 9.5 kilometres to get the points. And let's not be anal. You don't need to go to 10. Doesn't matter what route we choose now. So I can go and have a rest and be ready for Ryan Downey's Ryan Downey's Fartlek Friday tonight. So there's the 9.5 marker just over the bridge. Well, I thought I was going to have to go all the way up onto the Skye Road to the point where I went wrong. But clearly it was all okay. But it was definitely further than 6.7 kilometers, wasn't it? So I wonder what that was all about. I don't know. Maybe I did go wrong somewhere and rescued it somehow. I don't know. Anyway, there we are. 9.5 kilometers done. Couch to Skye K badge earned. Let's just see if it is there. It might not come on until the next time I log in, but let's just see. Badges. Yeah, there we go, look. So we've completed Couch to Skye K. It is there. Good. Plenty to go though, so if you want a challenge, look, you've got all these badges to earn for running around different parts of the Zwift courses. So get some of them under your belt. And that is it. Yeah, so we're off. So see you tonight for Ryan Downey's Fartlek Friday. Take care. And thanks very much for joining in, by the way, on Facebook and YouTube chat. Much appreciated. Enjoyed that. See you later. Bye.